Welcome to WAF. Recently, the Supreme Court had an occasion to consider one very critical matter, where one professor of a university filed a writ petition before the Honorable Supreme Court of India, stating that theory of Darwin is not in consonance with the real theory of evolution. And the professor tried to impress upon the Supreme Court that the Darwin theory is not in a right direction and it has to be removed from all the textbooks of the country, whereby it is not at all a scientific theory propounded by Darwin. The Honorable Supreme Court advised the professor that the court's jurisdiction is very limited with regard to going into the issues which as to whether one theory is correct or not. It advised the professor that he has got every right to propound his theories, but not in the forum of courts. It is for him to exhibit and propagate the real theory which negates Darwin or any other treatises he would like to rely upon. So the sum and substance of this case is that any matter, the Supreme Court can definitely interfere and pass any order in consonance with its power, expansive power under Article 142 of the Constitution of India. It can make a law and it can even unmake a law. It can also play an advisory jurisdiction. But however the great power of the Supreme Court is there, it will not enter into the areas which is not required by the Honorable Court, where there is no need for any interpretation of a factual matter or any legal issues are involved. So the issues of academic nature, which are not having any legal dimensions involved with it, the Supreme Court refused to interfere in the said matter. But however, three important theories we need to understand. The entire nation or entire modern philosophy and change in the outlook of the mankind is based on three great personalities as for the Western science. One is Darwin, second is Karl Marx, and third is Sigmund Freud. Based on their thought processes or based on the theories propounded by them, the entire mankind thinks this is what science is. And we also see so many areas and arenas where people are talking about and belittling sometimes, praising sometimes the word Sanathana Dharma. What is Sanathana Dharma? Is the question which every person who is born in this holy land must understand and must go into the depths, study the basis of it. The fundamental distinction in between science and religion and the dharma to be understood first, so as to make such a comparison. Whatever may be scientific need not be dharmic. Whatever may be dharmic can also be scientific, because the science only deals with facts. Facts which are perceivable by senses and mostly controlled and explained by empirical data and its classification and coming to a just conclusion. Whereas religion is one which is based on a scripture, based on a propounder of a theory which has got a certain limited ritualistic facets which deal with how a human being has to conduct himself from birth to death. Whereas Sanathana Dharma means the universal principles where the great seers and sages of this great nation, Bharatamata, could understand, and where the cosmic truths were revealed to them, which has been put in the form of a phonetic order which is given to the humanity to conduct themselves. And many people think that Sanatana Dharma does not contain any welfare-oriented concepts. Sarve jana sukhino bhavantu means let everybody be happy is the Sanatana Dharma's philosophy, which is used by the so-called socialists and other persons who say everybody should be equal. And ahimso paramo dharmaha means non-violence is what which the Sanatana Dharma taught. Non-violence means not only injury to the body, mind and soul. Whereas the Sanathana Dharma dealt with the issue of soul, the science could only stop itself up to the matter, and the psychologists went to the stage up to the mind. So body, mind and intellect, there comes the ego and soul. So the Sanatana Dharma is far more laced with finesse and the knowledge of the times immemorial when compared to the science, which can be negated. All the scientists, including person like Einstein said, he drew inspiration from Bhagavad Gita. And many persons have come to a stage where the scientist Hargobind Khurana, he said, if the genetic code is broken, then we can change the dimension of the human body. All these facets are mentioned in Mahabharata. We have so many incidents in Ramayana, and also Upanishads have dealt with the quest for knowledge, whereas science only deals with knowledge which is negated at one place or other. But the Upanishads, the part of Vedas, were dealing with the ultimate question of truth, whereas science is dealing with fact. And the social sciences are based on such an analysis of science which cannot be equated with that of Sanatana Dharma. Any person with limited knowledge on a humoristic style or their satirical tone who does not know the depths, the wisdom, the knowledge of the sages, they speak something without knowing the consequences. In the process, they turn out to be what you call court jesters in the entire scheme of wisdom. So with this point, we are just trying to say that it is time has come for us to understand the values of what has been taught by our sages and seers, whereas the Dharma deals with values which are valuable, whereas science only deals with facts which can be changed and can be negated. With these few words, we're going to discuss so many things which are pertaining to the comparative analysis between science, Sanatana Dharma and religion, and the constitutional principles embodied in it. Thank you. Please subscribe, share and like this video.